said, Bernie Mac, DL. How did they put that? How did they put that together, Steve? How did you guys come together and says, okay, DL, said, Steve, Bernie?
See, the first year it was just me, Bernie, and Said.
Okay.
And that was rough, man. And this kid came up to us named Walter Latham, 26 years old, and said, hey, man, I want to create this thing called the Original Kings of Comedy, and I want y'all three to be it, and we only gonna do basketball arenas. And we looked at him and said, we're gonna do what, dog? He said, we're gonna do basketball arenas. I said, dog, we can't sell out no basketball arena. He said, no, I've been looking at Polestar. All y'all, all three of y'all, can sell out 5,000 seats by yourself. He said, if I put y'all together, we gonna sell out basketball arenas multiple times. So three of us were sitting there talking about it, and we said, man, this dude crazy, man. He can't do this right here. So he said, I got a sponsor, Crown Royal. He said, we're gonna guarantee y'all X amount a night. It was like $250,000. And we said, dog, you finna do what, dog? I looked at say. Look, let's just get the deposit. Get on out. If it don't work, let's get the deposit. The kid paid us this deposit for the first night, and that's how we got started. And it was rough, man, because it was just the three of us. Mm-hmm. And the first night we did it was a disaster, man. It was for me. Mm-hmm. Great for Bernie and Said, because they went up first.
Right.
Said went up first. Now the deal was to do 30 minutes.
Right.
Said went out there, did 45. Bernie did 52. I don't know if you've ever followed Bernie Mac before. It ain't what you want. They down there, Bernie done cussed out everybody in the crowd. And he's hysterical, they're stomping. The arena about to fall. And we're performing at this arena in Charlotte where the hockey players play.
Yeah.
So they had put down the floor on top of the ice, all the black people in there with coats. And then the dude said, we gotta have a 45-minute intermission.
What?
So you got Said, Bernie, 45-minute intermission. These black people just sitting there on top of this ice with this little sheet of plywood between, and they freezing. Then here I come. Now, the disaster in that was, my mama had died in December.
Right.
Our first performance was December 26th, the day after Christmas. But my mama had died that month. My comedy special had came out December 21st on HBO.
Right.
I ain't even watch it. I was in a blur. My mama gone, man. It was like, for 2 months, man, I thought I was gonna die, Shaw. I said, I ain't gonna make it, man, because I had lost this girl, man. I was devastated. So my special came out right before the first night. Wasn't even thinking. So I'm out there. When I finally come on stage, they freezing. And now I'm doing the jokes from my special that I forgot had just came out. And all my fans done heard these jokes. And I'm out there and they hollering out punchline. Do some new shit, you know, black people. Steve, we heard that. And I'm going, why is they saying this? And I didn't even understand that my special had just came out.
Right.
But I was so devastated. So that night, man, I didn't do well at all.
Right.
The next morning, this comedian on the radio asked him, we driving to the airport, Steve Harvey don't deserve to be no king. I don't know how he on the show. He wasn't shit. He on the radio just eating my ass alive. And I'm hearing this going to the airport. Now, I done stayed up all night. I ain't had no sleep. Because I just had a horrible night.
Right.
Now I'm writing. Because then I finally realized they was repeating my special. So I'm writing all night. I ain't even go to bed. I stayed up. I sat on the plane writing. I got in Kansas City. I wrote all the way up to showtime. I've been up all night, man, getting old jokes, reworking them, putting them together. Came up with a whole new set. Next night, Kansas City. Now we arguing now. Me and the bros is arguing, because I'm saying, bros, 30, 30, 30,
right.
90 minutes. Y'all got to help me. 40, 48, 15-minute intermission, here I come. That night I got a standing ovation. I had redeemed myself.
Right.
And so the first year was rough, because I wanted to switch up sometimes.
Right.
You know, we all kings.
Right.
You
wanted to go first, maybe go first sometime, go in the middle.
Hey man, let me sit in the rocking chair.
Right.
Let me be second.
Right.
Bernie sat in the rocking chair. And I went, man, because you got Sid warm him up, Bernie in the rocking chair. You closing behind these dudes is rough. So that's where we had our little...
Is that where you and Bernie butted heads?
That was our only odds. Because man, y'all got to give me a chance to win too. And they ain't never want to switch. So the whole year, we did that. And then we brought in Guy Torrey, and Guy Torrey hosted the show. Next year, he added DL. Now we got a problem. We can't have 4 acts, because who gonna go last now? So the argument was, Steve, you going last again. I'm going, hell no. No, man, we all getting the same check. Dog, I'm out here working. It's hard to follow. Now I gotta follow DL, Sid, and Bernie. So Bernie by himself.
Mac, yeah.
Mac was of all of us, man, that boy could put some pressure on you. So I said, I'll tell you what I'll do. So then Walter said, well, why don't one of y'all host the show? Ain't nobody want to be the MC. My hand shot straight up.
I got it.
I'm hosting. Cause that for me was cool. I make it like it's my show. I bring everybody out, lay it out like that. And then they switch up. Whenever we did St. Louis, Said would close. Whenever we did LA, DL closed. When we did Chicago, Bernie closed. You know, everybody moved it around.
Right.
And then we settled in, and then the Kings was really born at that moment. But we toured for 3 years, man, and nobody but black people heard of us. There wasn't a white person in the crowd for 3 straight years.
Wow.
Never did an article. We just did black radio. We sold out the MCI Center 4 times, 2 weekends in a row, 64,000. We sold out the Georgia Dome, 44,000. We sold out the United Center 6 times. Thought we was walking through this country. Then a dude in USA Today, black dude, came and did an article on us. And that was it. We was making so much money after that, man. We couldn't.